contacts my employer. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police, as I appear to have run afoul of probably the worst woman in American politics, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Did Jimmy Kimmel just poke a sleeping bear? The late-night host's joke about Marjorie Taylor Greene has sparked a political firestorm. Now Trump's jumping into the ring, and he's not happy. But who's really the villain in this comedy showdown? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Trump's not laughing anymore, folks. Jimmy Kimmel's been poking the orange bear, and now the bear's growling back. It all started when Kimmel took aim at Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her a Klan mom and suggesting someone should Will Smith her.
I have the weirdest life, I really do. Once again, I find myself in the middle of a brouhaha. I also find it very rich that a person who did this in her campaign ad is suddenly whining about fantasies of violence, as I appear to have run afoul of probably the worst woman in American politics, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Ouch. But Kimmel didn't stop there. He went on to roast Trump, joking about his hamburger diet and calling him Donnie Diapers.
Person from the 14th District of Georgia is unhappy. She's specifically unhappy with me. She's had a tough couple of days. This afternoon, she wrote, "You weren't joking. You hide your misogyny and your racism behind your jokes on ABC." On our show Tuesday night, MTG, Klan Mom as we call her, earlier in the day,
well, as you can imagine, Trump didn't take kindly to being the butt of Kimmel's jokes. He went on a Twitter-esque rant on Truth Social, calling Kimmel a lowlife and a loser. Picture Trump at Mar-a-Lago, his face as orange as a Cheeto, angrily typing away on his phone while stress-eating Big Macs. You can almost smell the ketchup and rage. Trump's loyal supporters quickly jumped to his defense. One MAGA hat-wearing fan tweeted, "Kimmel's just jealous of Trump's success. He couldn't run a lemonade stand, let alone a country." Another chimed in, "Late-night hosts are just puppets of the liberal media. Trump tells it like it is." But Trump wasn't content with just social media outbursts. He decided to take things up a notch. In a move that surprised absolutely no one, Trump threatened to sue Kimmel for defamation because nothing says, "I can take a joke," like threatening legal action against a comedian. But wait, there's more. Trump didn't stop at legal threats. He actually called for Kimmel to be fired from ABC.
Oh, he's terrible. He's
great or great again, Jimmy Kimmel?
Well, he's not, he's not. First of all, they all have bad ratings. The one that's the most successful.
Maybe confusing me with Stormy Daniels, I don't know. 3 times. We've been on almost 22 years. You were on 3 times, not a lot.
Jimmy Kimmel, we got to make him great again.
Jimmy Kimmel's a loser. Look, we would do Jimmy Kimmel. I'd do Jimmy Kimmel. I did him a lot. He used to greet me on the sidewalk outside of the studio. I'd come in, this was before politics, of course.
In a statement that can only be described as peak Trump, he said, "Jimmy Kimmel is a disgrace to television. He's not funny, he's mean, and he should be fired immediately. I know funny, I'm very funny. Many people say I'm the funniest president ever. Kimmel, not funny." So there you have it, folks. Trump's most over-the-top reaction yet. From Twitter tantrums to legal threats to calls for firing, he's pulled out all the stops. But here's the kicker.
He means no times. He loves telling this made-up story. Never did I ever stand on the sidewalk.
But I'd come in, and he'd be standing on the sidewalk. "Oh, sir, may I bring you in?" He'd bring me in every time.
The only time I've ever walked out on the sidewalk for Donald Trump was to urinate on his star on the Walk of Fame. That's it.
He called us doofuses when we had you on.
You know what you do?
And guess what? We
Ask
did
him how many.
5x what he did.
Ask him. Yeah, you do bigger. Yeah, you do. His show's dying.
Kimmel's not backing down from this comedy war. In fact, he's just getting started. Grab your popcorn because this late night feud is about to get even spicier. Kimmel doubling down? You better believe it. Our late night champion isn't just standing his ground. He's digging his heels in and firing back with both barrels of comedy. When Trump threw his tantrum, did Kimmel cower and apologize? Ha! As if. Instead, he cranked up the heat and served Trump a steaming plate of roast a la Kimmel. He defended his right to joke about public figures, saying, "I also find it very rich that a person who did this in her campaign ad is suddenly whining about fantasies of violence."
Contacts my employer. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police. You can go from these liberals who can't see anything anymore to, "What'd you say? I'm calling the cops." Not only did she call the police, she called the same police she voted against giving a congressional gold medal to for defending our Capitol.
Burn, but Kimmel didn't stop there. He took aim at Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her a snowflake and a sociopath in one breath.
A lovely thing to say. So I made a joke. I said, "Where is Will Smith when you need him?" And it never happened to me in my life. I tweeted back, I wrote, "Officer, I'd like to report a joke." And she decided she was going to try to get some political mileage out of this. This is what she does instead of working. She tweets. After she saw it, she tweeted,
Talk about a combo move. It's like he's playing whack-a-mole with these politicians, and he's got a mallet in each hand. Even when Matt Gaetz tried to jump into the fray, Kimmel swatted him away like an annoying fly. He told Gaetz to stay indoors, it's Girl Scout cookie season.
Bad. I wrote back, note to Rep. Matt Gaetz, stay indoors, it's Girl Scout cookie season. Even the Venn molester Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz weighed in on this. He wrote, Kimmel would not last too long if he were interested in engaging in unprovoked, terrible violence against this Congresswoman. Jimmy Kimmel, not only would Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband make quick work of you, but Rep. MTG herself would make quick work of you.
Ouch. I think Gaetz might need some aloe for that burn. Kimmel's not just pushing back against Trump's threats, he's practically daring him to do something about it. It's like watching a Chihuahua bark at a Rottweiler, except the Chihuahua has a megaphone and a team of comedy writers. So, where does this leave us? We've got Trump, the former leader of the free world, in one corner, red-faced and fuming. In the other corner, we've got Kimmel, armed with nothing but a mic and a wicked sense of humor. Is this escalating into a full-blown feud? You bet your MAGA hat it is. What's Trump gonna do next? Try to build a wall around ABC Studios? Send a strongly worded letter written in gold Sharpie. Whatever it is, you can bet Kimmel's ready for it. He's got the support of fellow comedians and public figures backing him up, like a comedy Avengers assembling to defend the sacred art of making fun of politicians. In this clash of the titans, Kimmel's landing punches left and right. But the real question is, who's really winning? Is it Trump with his army of angry tweeters? Or Kimmel, armed with nothing but his wit and a late night time slot? Well, folks, it looks like in this battle of wits, Trump showed up with a plastic spoon to a gunfight. Kimmel's been firing off zingers left and right, while Trump's just been tweeting into the void. But hey, who's the real winner here? Us. We're getting front row seats to this ridiculous comedy show, and it's better than any Netflix special. Kimmel's ratings are soaring faster than Trump's blood pressure. Turns out people love watching a late night host roast a former president like a Thanksgiving turkey. Who knew? So keep your eyes peeled and your popcorn ready. This comedy war's far from over, and Kimmel's got more jokes in his arsenal than Trump has hamburgers in his fridge. It's gonna be a wild ride, and we're all here for it. After all, laughter is the best medicine, especially when the world feels like it's gone bonkers.